So I'm here to review for you the Aqua sill tarp, and this is like a private company. It makes they don't make a lot of stuff. They make stuff sacks and pat covers and tarps and waterproof backpacks. But their stuff is really nice. And this here is the large Aqua sill tarp. So this is about 9 feet by 12 feet, a little bit larger than that. Weighs 1.8 pounds. The material it's made out of is 100% waterproof, 5,000 millimeters, so you can put this much water on it and it will be waterproof with about half a meter of water on it. So that speaks to the amount of pressure of water that it can resist. It's pretty good for a tarp. I mean, it's really good. It's 100% waterproof. It has the seams are taped, so taped seams, 100%. It's got grommets, and I'll pull it out here and I'll set it up and kind of show you what it looks like. It's made out of nylon, 40 denier nylon. One side is coated with silicone, hence the sill tarp, and the other side is coated with polyurethane. So it comes with a little stuff sack, and these are extra. I bought these myself. These don't come with the tarp, but these are just a couple stakes to set it up later. Comes with a little stuff sack. Has a little loop. You can hang it up. The stuff sack is bigger than it really needs to be, and which is nice. It's easy to put it in there, and then you can roll it up and compress it. When you compress it, it's about 12 inches by maybe 4 inches by 2 inches, and you can see it right here. Here's the whole tarp, all 9 by 12 of it, squished down into a pretty small package, right? And they come in green. I think there's one that actually comes in a camouflage color. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up here, and you can take a look at what it looks like in a second. So here's the tarp. Here's what it looks like. The 9 by 12 feet. Pretty large. If I get onto it, you can see how big it is. I mean, this thing's giant. You can camp out and have a really nice shelter made with this. So that's just a size comparison. Right? So look over here. We have these nice corner grommets sewn in nicely. Made in Canada, by the way, this tarp. So here's well, there's no tape on this one because it's not a seam, but there's a seam over here, and there's the tape. So taped seams, and there's one seam. I think there's only one. That central seam is the only one that runs through it. So then you have, besides the corner grommets, you have these two here. And then you have 3 on the long side, and then there's one in the center there. You can see, and you can use this one to hang it up, from a tree when you're building your shelter. So very cool tarp, and it's waterproof. It's very light, very compressible. That's what makes it really good for those like backpacking trips or out there in the wild. You don't have to carry something really heavy. Okay, we're gonna set it up and see how it looks. So you guys can see here I got the shelter set up for my brother, and use a little paracord and a couple stakes here and there. The ground is a little bit rocky here, so it was hard to use the stakes the way I wanted. We had to end up using a lot of anchors here to trees and rocks and stuff. But you can see, this wouldn't make for a really crazy stable shelter for a really kind of a stormy situation, but just for maybe a sunshade if it was hot outside, or for some light rain. If it gets a lot more rainy and wet, I would definitely use the middle of it. I would elevate the middle, use that grommet and elevate the middle, drop the ends down all the way to the ground, and maybe close one of the exits down as well, so we'd have one entrance on the end of it, and that would be a pretty good shelter. And of course you have to choose a terrain that's not sloped so the water won't rush down into the tent or into the shelter. Well, there it is. Throw some water on that and see if it's repellent. I'm sure it's going to repel water pretty well. The only question is, we don't have rain right now, so we're not really testing it for waterproofness, but it is, rated as waterproof. It's not water resistant. With the tape seams, I don't see why it would be leaking. Plus it's got the silicone coat here, polyurethane, that's 40 denier nylon ripstop. So far so good. I like these grommets here. They're sewn in pretty well at 2 points. A little bit reinforcement here with this stitching going out a little bit farther. So it's looking good. And you know, I'll comment as I use it, and or in the description I'll put stuff in there so you can see if I've had any problems with it. But there it is. So hopefully that kind of gives you a good, you know, view of what it is. And if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments, and I'll try to answer those as soon as I can. And hopefully this was a helpful review. I don't think I've seen a review of this thing online yet, a video review. So there it is for you, and I'll see you later.